Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de, whether Mr. Fluffy would actually be okay with another cat. I know my wifey's already talking about getting him a buddy or possibly more. Oh my. How would you like to not be the sole king of the castle anymore, oh buddy? Hey, XenPuck here. So I'm definitely going to make a decision to make shorter clips that involves Mr. Fluffy here, because this little guy, he gets way too excited to sit still for all of the 7 to 10 minute type of clips. Okay. That's probably my fault. I need to test different box ideas. Like today, I'm putting him in a clothing box so he's get a more comfortable place to hang out when I'm ready to, basically use him as a prop, right? So today I'd like to approach the theoretical subject of getting another cat. There's actually several equally disturbing reasons for this testing of ideas. For one, Mr. Fluffy's smack in the middle of his own middle age. I suppose that's not that bad, since that's also the demographic that I'm in now. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, WTF, right? Anyway, but my wife's had him for his whole life, and she's already planning on some sort of redundancy plan in case Mr. Fluffy's health suddenly takes a turn for the worst. I know, right? How scary of a pet owner is this lady? Bordering on heartless, practically. Comment below if you think what she's doing is a real itch for contemplating redundancy in terms of a cute cat ownership problem. Or whatever, I kid, but I get it. She just wants to make sure she's never without an adorable, fluffy companion. And additionally, and even more crazily, wifey suggested that perhaps we should be fostering kittens. Ugh. Who doesn't love kittens? I know I would, but that would be like way more cats all of a sudden, at least for a short period, right? I think she's kind of nuts for wanting to do all the hardest type of cat care work, only to have to give away the same cute kittens. What is it, like 2 months later, right? I think it's 8 weeks. To me, that seems unimaginable. Oh wait, I'm getting off track. This isn't about whether I could stand more cats. It's about Mr. Fluffy. So let's do a quick breakdown. Scenario 1, would Mr. Fluffy accept even one other cat for the long run, right? Especially since he hasn't been around other cats since he was himself a kitten. I don't know. I read horror stories online about cats not getting along and scratching at each other. But then I've seen wonderfully adorable videos on the interwebs where cat best friends spend most of their times, sleeping and grooming each other. I feel like we could make the second scenario happen. Honestly, Mr. Fluffy is a very friendly cat as far as I can tell. And considering I've early retired, I can devote a really good amount of my time to make sure he gets along with any new cat, most likely a new kitten, so that they both feel safe and secure with each other, so that they know they're not competing for food or anything like that. Frankly, the biggest plus of having a new permanent cat is that maybe Mr. Fluffy would stop trying to play hunting games with my wifey. Sometimes he goes after her ankle so badly that she screams like a real, as she's in a real life horror movie. Whenever she does that, I'm always thinking to myself, oh boy, what does the neighbors think is happening in our house? Oh my god, right? Scenario number 2. Would Mr. Fluffy be okay with a temporary explosion of kittens running amok if somehow my wifey manages to convince me to foster a litter of kittens every few months? Though, if I'm being realistic, I'd say we would probably be preparing just for that one batch for month 1 and 2. Because frankly, I think the experience for the humans would be so exhausting that I'm not sure if we could deal with it more than, say 2 months out of a year, right? But how would Mr. Fluffy feel? Again, I do think he's a pretty friendly cat. Heck, I'm told he's practically actually gotten friendlier since I've come into the picture, which makes me very happy. Yay. Oh wait, tangent again. Okay, it's not about me. Right. I guess the main issue here is that I don't feel like Mr. Fluffy has ever been the most energetic of cats. He's got his moments chasing after fur balls or cat toys, but those are the exception rather than the rule, right? He is quite big boned after all, right? As he is a ragdoll cat. And I feel like he's surrounded by a handful, if he's surrounded by a handful of much more energetic kittens, I think he might get real worn out. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll surprise me and become an instant, like, genial type of grandpa figures. But I don't know, seems like a real stretch. What do you think, you silly little cookie? Let me give you some chin scratchies. Look at him. Look at how happy he is. Now, of course, the real conundrum, though, that we face in this choice of whether, not if, but whether and when to get another cat is more about the cat-human flexibility in terms of living, right? I do think Mr. Fluffy would be happier with a buddy, but we are already talking about or thinking about some extensive traveling, and how to deal with even one cat is a real point of contention, right? I mean, my wifey is leaning towards taking the cat with us, and I get it. She really will miss him if we don't do that. But my point is moving a cat and making him adjust to a new spot and potentially a new country slash culture has got to be jarring, right? Especially if it's only for like a few months. Now just imagine the same issue but multiplied by at least 2 cats instead. Ugh. I think moving more than 1 cat is actually more than twice as complicated, right? So I definitely lean towards the whole let's leave the cats with trusted friend or family type of plan instead, right? But we don't actually live near any of our immediate family either, so oh boy. What's the best solution to a desire to see more of the world but also maintain our bond with our lovely Mr. Fluffy and possibly other fluffy friends? On this question, I have no real answers. Guess I'll just have to ponder on it some more, okay? I'm open to suggestions though, so if the audience has any ideas, please let me know. Ooh, this box I believe has worked out pretty well. Okay, good job. Good job, Mr. Fluffy, for staying still for the camera. Anyway, that's my time for today. Cheers. Alla prochaine.